Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to pay extra attention today because this chapter here is arguably one of the most annoying chapters which I've seen many of your seniors struggle like crazy already. So, yeah, please pay extra attention for this chapter here. Uh, so, there's a prerequisite for this chapter here. You need to remember a few things. Starting off with the first thing. Hey, can you not see my whiteboard?
No,
What?
it says you started sharing screen only, man.
I shared the whiteboard, but it's not loading for some reason.
Can't see shit, bro.
GG. If no one want to share.
Can see,
Wait, now
can
can see
see.
already. Can see already, can see already.
Oh, this is not one I want to share. Wait. What about now? Can see
No,
Can see a black color screen now.
Allow. What's going on? Aha, finally. Can see right now?
Can.
yeah.
Okay, so there's a prerequisite for this chapter here. You need to remember a few things. First and foremost, you need to remember that magnets have magnetic field, right? So let's, for example, today we say that I have the north and south pole here. Which direction is the magnetic field again?
It goes from I thought that
South to north, south to north.
south to north.
Terbalik.
South to north is GG. Okay,
North to south, man. What the?
for sure north to south, bro. Okay, it's always going from north to south. Okay, so
Wait, then why the compass like point towards the north one?
because it's actually the magnetic south of the Earth.
Oh,
Anyways, anyways, right. So we remember that magnetic field have uh going from north to south. Okay. Today, what we're going to learn is something known as electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. Okay, so what's electromagnetic induction? If you look at the word, if you break it apart, by the way, this is one word. I just broke it apart just to let you guys see it nicer only. It's one word, guys. Electromagnetic is one word. Electromagnetic induction is basically to create electricity with the help of magnets. Okay, induction is to create, right? So we're creating electricity with the help of magnets. So how do we create electricity with the help of magnets? Today, in order for us to create electricity with the help of magnets, we just need a magnet, preferably a strong one, and a conducting pole, right? It could be any metal pole. This metal pole can be connected to a very small LED. Okay. So in order for us to create electricity, right, what we have to do is we actually have to take this pole and we have to continuously cut it across the magnetic field. Okay. So as we take as we take this conductor and we continuously cut through this magnetic field, what we do is we actually forcefully move the electrons up and down the wire here. Okay. So first thing you guys need to learn today is that number one, electromagnetic induction is to create electricity with the help of magnets. And the simple way to create electricity with the help of magnets is by taking a conductor, any metal pole, and cut it through the magnetic field, which would forcefully move the electrons up and down this wire here. Okay. Now there is a condition for us to cut the magnetic field because the key thing here right now is we're taking the conductor to cut the magnetic field. Okay. Today, if let's say I try to be funny, right? And I take this conductor and I move it like this, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, like this. Do you think it will produce any electricity?
No, because you're supposed to force the electron to go up and down, right?
Uh, the answer is no, it won't produce electricity, but it's because I'm not cutting the magnetic field. If I move left and right, I'm basically just moving along the magnetic field, right? Which is essentially not cutting the magnetic field. So the only way for me to cut the magnetic field is for me to go up and down. And realistically, if I cut it exactly perpendicular, if my movement is exactly perpendicular against the magnetic field, it actually generates the most amount of electricity. Okay, before I proceed, anyone has any questions about for this part?
Okay, so the metal pole is connected to like two wires and then it's like shaken up and down, right?
Yeah, just continuously cut up and down the magnetic field. The keyword is you
It
must cut the magnetic field.
or you cut the magnetic field and then it will force the electrons to go up and down.
It'll force the electrons to travel in the wire.
Wait, but just now you said up travel up and down, or
I mean, it'll move in a clockwise and anti-clockwise direction in this scenario.
oh okay, thank you.
Okay, so basically the flow of electrons is what allows current to flow, right? Right. So you just need to have that concept in mind. Okay. Having said that, right. So if you look at this diagram here, right, it basically explains how the electricity is produced. Today, it doesn't matter if I'm taking the magnetic field to cut through the wire, or I'm taking the wire to cut through the magnetic field. As long as the magnetic field is cutting through the wire, or the wire is cutting through the magnetic field, electricity will be produced, right? And this phenomena is known as electromagnetic induction. Okay. By the very definition itself, electromagnetic induction is a process where a conductor, in this case the wire, is placed in a changing magnetic field. Changing magnetic field means to say I keep moving it up and down, causing the production of EMF across the conductor. Okay. When there is electromotive force, if you recall from the electricity chapter, when there is electromotive force, current can flow through. Okay. So in your exam, right, sometimes they'll ask you to define what electromagnetic induction is. You have to mention that a conductor is constantly cutting through the magnetic field, producing EMF and then current. Okay, the keyword is you must always produce EMF first, then only current will flow. Okay, anyone has any questions for this part? Good.
Wait, so the answer, so like the answer is right. You first have the right, or you say you take the conductor and then you use it to cut the magnetic field, and then this will produce EMF, which will produce current.
Yeah, something
Okay.
like that. Okay, understand? Straightforward. Like, so if you look at this box here, it's basically what I mentioned. EMS is produced if the coil is cutting through the magnetic field. EMF is also produced if the magnetic field is cutting through the coil. Very straightforward, very easy, right? Now, there are multiple ways I could increase the factors of the EMF produced. Means to say, let's say, for example, today we look at the first factor, which is the speed of the coil. Today, right, if let's say I take this wire and I go like up, down, up, down, up, down, maybe I can only produce 1 volt here, right? 1 volts of EMF. But if today I increase the speed of the coil, instead of going up, down, I go up, down, up, down, 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 right? Then because I'm increasing the speed of the coil, which is ultimately going to cut through more magnetic field per second, maybe I can produce up to 5 volts. Okay. So the first factor is that the speed of the coil, if I increase it, I could produce a greater EMF. The second one is basically the strength of the magnet. Because if you recall, what dictates whether a magnet is strong or weak in terms of its magnetic field? How do I know that something is a strong or weak magnet in terms of its magnetic field?
The strong one 不是 more line of magnetic, like the lines are closer together.
Yeah, denser, you'll have denser magnetic field, right? So let's imagine today I have a weak magnet. which has relatively little amount of magnetic field, versus a strong magnet that has relatively much denser magnetic field together. Today, if you think about it, right, if this wire cut through this magnetic field one time, I can only cut through 4 magnetic field lines, right? Whereas this wire cut through the magnetic field one time, maybe I can cut through 10 magnetic field lines. And because of that, assuming that the speed is the same, maybe this time I can only produce 1 volt. But if I have a stronger magnet, maybe I can produce up to 3 volts, right? Because the strength of the magnet could also dictate the EMF produced. Okay. And finally, the number of turns of the coil also plays a factor as well. Imagine today I have 1 wire cutting through 4 fields. Maybe I can produce 1 volt. What if I have 2 wires cutting through 4 fields? What if I have 3 wires cutting through 4 fields? What if I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wires cutting through 4 fields? Then obviously, the more number of turns in the coil or the wire, then the greater the amount of EMF I can produce as well. You guys get what I mean? So these 3 factors are the factors that could affect the EMF producer. Ultimately, we just want to cut through more magnetic field only. Understand? Good. Just what I like. 100% absorption rate.
Yeah, 100% absorption rate.
Okay, the next part here is relatively important, which is where the confusion starts coming in really. Okay, this thing here is known as Lenz's law. Lenz's law in Chinese is basically what we call the Fanjian rule. You know, like the opposing rule. Like for example, today if your dad tells you, "Hey son, you can't do this," then when they say you can't do this, the more you want to do it, right? Or maybe like today if you're at school and then you're like, "Oh, you really like this girl," but the girl says, "Oh no, I don't like you." But the more she says she doesn't like you, then the more you want to go after the girl, right? Or guy, or vice versa, right?
God man, walao. If girls say don't want me, I just 放弃了 Like
Bro,
what's the point, bro?
that's not the way of life, bro.
Later they call me 鹹濕佬后係就怎麼不要你啊？真沒去走啊？鹹濕
No,
佬啊！
you
我去 call
must
police 啊！
you must show determination, man. Maybe she's testing you, eh? She's like, maybe I should test him, see how much he really likes me.
Wow, don't take no for answer
Yeah, exactly, bro. Never take no. Never back down, never what? Okay, anyways. So this lens law, right, is basically that scenario here. Okay. Today, if we look at the graphical representation once again. Okay. So let's imagine, right? Today I have a coil of wire here. Okay. And I have a magnet here. Okay. Here's the thing. Today, if I push this magnet into the coil, right? Essentially, what's going to happen is this thing has its own magnetic field, right? If I push this magnet into the coils of wire, what will happen?
The magnetic field 不是 gonna cut all you say one
Good. Good. So basically what happens is electromagnetic induction occurs, right? Because as I push this in, what's going to happen is the magnetic field here will cut through these wires here, and then it will produce its own current, right? So as soon as, let's say, there's current flowing here, if you recall, when there is current flowing in a wire, right? Do you guys still remember the X and dot theory from 4.1 in your notes?
Or like the right hand method
Yeah, the right hand grip rule.
not the one after November.
Yeah, if you all recall, guys, the right hand grip rule states that when there is a current flowing in a wire, it will produce its own magnetic field, right? Do you guys still remember this or not? Wait, you all remember or not? Seriously.
Of course, got remember I got this question correct in exam.
Okay, good. So here is what happens. Initially, this thing has its own magnetic field. When this magnetic field cuts through these coils of wire, it produces current. But when this thing has current flowing in the wire, right, it itself produces a magnetic field. And this magnetic field, right, according to Lenz's law, will always oppose the motion producing it. Meaning to say, right, if let's say today the north tries to go in, right, what's going to happen is this thing, which will produce its own magnetic field, will oppose the motion producing it, meaning to say there will be a temporary north pole here and a temporary south pole here as soon as I start pushing it in, right? And because I have a north and south here, I can dictate that actually my magnetic field generated will be like up, 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 up. The current generated will have a magnetic field produced that will oppose the motion producing it, okay? Alternatively, it's true as well. Today, if let's say today, for example, right now, if I push it in, it will be a north and south, right? If let's say, for example, today I have this magnet, right, that is already inside, and I pull it outwards. Right. So if I pull it outwards, right, what's going to happen is right now I'm trying to leave this coil, I'm trying to leave this coil. And because the magnetic field is still cutting through this coil here, what happens is it will produce a temporary pole that will oppose the motion producing it. And thus, instead of having a north right now, it will have a south. And instead of having a south right now, it will have a north. It will try to oppose the motion producing it. Right. When I go in, it will produce a south. When I come out, it will produce, when I go in, it will produce a north. When I come out, it will try to produce a south to oppose the motion producing it. Just like how your dad tells you not to do something, you'll oppose it even harder. You guys get what I'm talking about for this part? It's a relatively confusing chapter, guys. And if you have any questions, now would be a good time to clarify it.
Clarify. Ask you, so right, let's say I have north first into the coil, right? Then the coil, the left side will be a south and the right side will be north, right? Since it's opposing.
You mean when I push in like this?
Yeah. Then right, the side that it first enters through will become south, and then the side it exits through will become north.
It'll become north first if I push it. Because when I
Okay.
push it in, I want to oppose ma. So the only way to oppose my motion is to north lah. I'll try to repel you away lah. Right. But when I'm trying to leave, right, I'll try to oppose again ma. So I'll try to attract you lah.
Oh,
Okay. So
weird, yeah.
it'll be easier to see if you have all these comparisons looking at it. Okay. This is the one I drew just now. Okay. When I push this magnet in, this coil, which generates its own magnetic field, will oppose the motion producing it. So it will produce a temporary north, right? But as soon as I try to leave, this coil, which has current in it, would produce a magnetic field that opposes my motion again. Can I have a look at these two diagrams and see if it makes sense in your head? Yeah. So for those who are attempting this, right, you need to understand that Lenz's law states that the induced current, which is this current, the current that was produced, will always flow in a direction which opposes the motion producing it. Today, if I push it in, I induce the current already. This current will produce a magnetic field that will oppose this motion, right? Alternatively, it's true as well. Today, once I go in, I have to come out to continuously cut through the magnetic field. I have to keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, right? So when I go out that time, it will try to attract me. But when I try to go in, it will try to repel me with reference to the poles that is going in. If I switch the poles, it will be the same also. If today the south tries to go in, this induced current will oppose the motion producing it. Same thing for this one as well. If this was south, right, I try to leave, this induced current will oppose the motion producing it. Take some time to look through these diagrams. It's relatively important.
Wait, sir, if like let's say they're entering right and they're opposing, how do you go inside? 如果好像 like 你放一个 force 下去，然后他就like 标你进去，那how does it even enter the core?
So it will still enter the coil, but then it will have like a repelling motion like that. It won't be like a smooth entrance. It will be like, as soon as I try to push it in, right, you'll notice that there is a kind of an invincible force due to the magnetic field that is pushing it. So the more you do it, right, the faster you do it, the harder it becomes to push it inwards. And the same thing for outwards as well. The more you do it, right, because the current produced is greater, right, then it will produce a stronger magnetic field that will constantly oppose your motion. And this is also one of the reasons why perpetual motion is not possible, because any current that is produced will always oppose the motion producing it, eventually losing all energy.
Oh, wait, sorry, can you repeat that again?
You know what perpetual motion is? Perpetual
No.
motion is basically something like that can continuously flow, and then it'll go back up and then flow and then go back up and flow and go back up. This is perpetual motion without any exterior forces acting on it. It will keep moving, right? Which is all the bullshit that you see on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, right? They say that, oh, this thing, it will keep flowing downwards, and then the acceleration will push it back upwards, and then it'll flow back downwards, and the acceleration will push it back upwards, and then that kind of shit that you see on TikTok and Instagram, right? It's impossible. I can tell you it's definitely bullshit, right? Why? Because in order for me to induce current or any kind of forces, right, there'll always be opposing motions producing it. So if I try to push it in, right, although it generates current already right now, this current will oppose the motion producing it, right, which would ultimately just slow it down. So it's if you keep going in and out, in and out, and out, in trying to produce larger amounts of current, right, the motion that opposes it will become bigger and bigger and bigger. So it will be like at one point you will have a maximum amount of current produced.
So after like the maximum current produced 就进不到进去了
不会进步到进去了 but you cannot increase the current anymore already 啦。
Oh, so there's like a limit to this kind of thing.
Yeah. So you understand this,
So need some time to digest.
Try to look at the diagram and try to ask questions on anything that you want to clarify.
Oh, so I have a question.
Okay.
So right, 好像进去的时候 like then let's say right the thing go in right, it'll be north pole right to try to oppose it, but then it leaves right. Then does it you leave right like the south? 你看啊 let's look at the 那个第二个 diagram
This one?
the second diagram, second diagram.
This one?
The one yeah. 看它进去啊，那它出来的时候，you want to attract it back, but then 它是 S because like the leaving side will be S and then the other side also S
Yeah, so,
So
so you got to imagine, right? This thing, when I try to go in, this thing will oppose my right. But when I try to leave, means to say the magnet is already like inwards already. When it tries to leave, right, this thing will try to oppose my motion and attract me backwards.
就是它可能它进去了是 NS 它进去是 NS 它出来的时候是 SN
Yeah.
Oh,
You get it?
yeah, get it.
Right. Let me see if there's like a YouTube video to show this. Wait. Yeah. Okay, watch this. So you see, when the magnet push inwards, right, because this magnetic field is cutting through this coil will generate current. when this coil generates current, right, it will produce a temporary north pole here. But as soon as I start pulling the magnet away, look, as soon as I start pulling the magnet away, right, this coil will produce a temporary south to oppose my motion again. So you can see that if I continuously go in and out, right, it will keep changing the direction of the magnetic field and the current, of course, as well. Like these small little white dots represent the flow of current and electron, guys. So as you notice that as I push in, the flow of current will be in one direction. As I pull out, the flow of current will be in the opposite direction also. Yes. Anyone having difficulty understanding this part here?
所以好像它进去是要把它推出去，让它出去要把它吸回进去啊。
Yes,
Is it?
correct. Yes, correct. Yes, yes, yes. You understand, right? You understand, right? So
I
once
understand it now.
again,
I understand it now.
yeah, once again, if I try to push it in, this induced current will oppose my motion. When I try to pull it out, this induced current will oppose my motion again. So it's like basically saying that, right now I love you. Then this guy is saying like, no, I don't want you. Then like, okay, I'll go find someone else. Then she suddenly decide, oh, can you take me back? Kind of shit.
Oh, understand.
Okay, so yeah, this part here, relatively important. But this is not the important part. This is the important part.
What is that,
What's
bro?
that one on the right? What's the
Huh?
nun doing?
It's
What's the
for
nun doing, bro? Ain't she supposed to be holy?
it's for educational purposes, bro.
My ass, bro.
Why? Biology also got chapter 4, what? This one educational purpose lah.
Uh,
Right or not? Okay, anyways, not important.
So what do you search on Google for that picture? Ask you first.
Huh?
Holy woman pointing middle finger.
Hmm. I just typed middle finger and then it showed up these two, which were my favorite.
wait, can use in the exam, this one.
Can, why cannot?
I say yourself, I get into trouble, it's on you.
The exam won't ask you to draw, ma. The exam will ask you the knowledge of this thing only, what, which is what I'm going to tell you right now. So right now we're going to learn about two things, guys. We're going to learn about Fleming's left-hand rule and Fleming's right-hand rule as well. Okay? Fleming's left-hand rule and Fleming's right-hand rule first and foremost. Okay, I'll need my webcam for this. Guys, a lot of you guys, look here, guys. Fleming's left-hand rule and right-hand rule, right? There are conditions for it. First and foremost, this thumb and this index finger should be 90 degrees. And this index finger and this middle finger should be 90 degrees. You'll notice that, right? A lot of your friends, which are obviously idiots, right? They'll start to eventually morph their hand, right, into something like this. Very common. The most common sign is going to be this because they try to, I don't know what's going on in the head, but they'll have something like this. Or sometimes they'll even morph their hand into something like this. I don't know what's going on, but I just want to let you all know that for Fleming's left hand rule and right hand rule, this hand is always the gun sign, right? 90 degrees. This one also 90 degrees. This hand also same thing. You see gun sign 90 degrees, right? Then this hand also 90 degrees here. 90 degrees, okay? So if you try to be anything funny, you are wrong. Okay? So different hands will be used for different applications, but before we talk about the applications, let's find out what each and every one finger represents first. Okay. For the thumb, the index finger and the middle finger, you always remember just father, mother, child. Father, mother, child, father, mother, child, father, mother, child, father, mother, child. Why? Because father is definitely going to be the thumb. Good. Provide for you. Keep food on the table. Give a roof over your head. Give you a soft bed to sleep. Eventually buy you a computer or Game Boy or PS5 or whatever. So father is always the good stuff. Okay? Your mother will always point at you and scold at you. Oi, why didn't you clean the dishes? Oi, why didn't you make your bed? Oi, why didn't you pick up the shit that I told you to pick up? right? So your mother is always going to be the index finger point at you to scold you, okay? Mother is going to be the magnetic field. And needless to say, the child is definitely going to be the middle finger for obvious reasons, okay? Child is obviously your current here. You always remember father, mother, child, father, mother, child, father, mother, child, force, magnetic field, current, 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 and so on, okay? Very easy to remember. Okay. So which scenario do we use the Fleming's left-hand rule and which scenario do we use the Fleming's right-hand rule there? First and foremost, I want you to remember that the right hand is for you to find current. Yes. So if you have visualized it, whenever you flip the bird at any of your friends, as long as your right hand dominant, this is applicable for right hand dominant people, guys. When you flip the bird to your friends, right, you usually use your right hand, right? So I want you to remember that the right hand is going to be your current. Your right hand finds current given the direction of magnetic field and given the direction of force. For example, you see, right now I have north and south here, which is the given magnetic field to the right, right? And let's say in the question somewhere, they say that I'll take this wire and I'll swipe it downwards, okay, the force. Which direction will the current be? Okay, right now, look at the scenario. I'm given the magnetic field. I'm given the force direction. I'm looking for the direction of current. It could either flow up or it could either flow down, right? So what I want you to do is we're going to use the Fleming's right-hand rule right now. And I want you to clench, everyone, you need to do this. For those who think you're too good to do this, right? When I come back and see you in January, I will beat you if you give me a wrong hand. I want you all to clench your right hand into a fist first, right? And I want you all to point your index finger to the right. Okay, I want you all to point your index finger to the right. And then once you have your index finger to the right, I want you to open up your thumb finger and rotate it downwards. So your index finger should be pointing to the right and your force finger should be pointing downwards right now. Tell me which, now you open up your middle finger and tell me which direction is your middle finger going to point. Is it going to point from P to Q or Q to P? Everyone do it now. Send me
Huh?
answer.
Wait,
Fourth,
if I use
fourth
my
finger
right
point
hand,
down.
right, I can't point to my left. I mean, if I use my right hand, right, how am I supposed to point to my right if I use my right hand?
What the?
What the hell? Your hand's so rigid one. Are you made of wood?
Yeah, my hand is so
And
rigid, bro. I like literally, my arm was literally like a stone, bro.
you can't point to the right.
You can't point your right hand, right index finger to the right. Really?
No, it's damn painful.
Yeah, are you crippled, Mr. Ma?
Bro,
Like
I'm not
90,
crippled, bro.
90 years old.
I'm like stoned, bro. It actually hurts. Like, I'm
Okay,
doing
Yeah.
right now. It
Olivia
freaking
Hey,
has
hurts.
Nana,
already
hey,
gotten the
FaceTime,
right
I gotta
answer
see this.
already. Olivia has already gotten the right answer already. Who else?
Hey, how? Fourth finger point down.
Aisha, Q to P or P to Q?
Is it P to Q?
Very good. Aisha has gotten the answer as well. Jalen,
Is it P or Q? P to Q. I swear to God, is here.
for those who write P to Q, you are absolutely wrong. And
Huh? No, man. What?
you can turn on your webcam and show me how you're gonna point so that I can correct you.
Maybe later after class.
Maybe later. Shy, camera shy.
Yeah, camera shy right now because I'm not at home right now.
What? You're not at home?
Yeah,
You go,
turns out I was
you go to the
actually I went
center,
to
bro.
yes. I forgot to read the message. Okay, I know the Duncan also went to the center, not just me.
Wait, did you actually go to the center?
No, I went halfway to the center. Then I saw the message. I was like, "Fuck yeah, huh?" Then now I'm turning back.
Oh my god, you're actually you what the hell? You're serious, bro? I thought it was a meme, but it actually happened.
Bro, because I forgot to read the message, bro. I'm
But
sorry.
you were in the center, right? The week before?
The week before, I don't know, bro. I don't think I was.
Huh?
Bro,
Oh,
I don't think my schizophrenic ass was in the center last week, bro.
GG, man. Even Joe Heng even had a courtesy to type to everyone next week online tuition.
Because I saw the date, I was like, well, like I was like, the date doesn't add up one. So I was like, fair, whatever. Like, if like I tell myself as gamble, if I go and then really tuition there, then my tuition there. If don't, I just do on the phone only, same thing,
Okay. Anyways, guys, I want you all to pay attention to my instruction again, okay? I need you all to take up your right hand and point your index finger to the right. With your index finger to the right, I want you to rotate your palm so that your thumb will be pointing downwards right now. And then I want you to open up your middle finger, guys. I want you to open up your middle finger. And you will eventually have your middle finger pointing from Q to P, guys. Everyone, please do that now. If you cannot do it, you better voice out because this is a extremely annoying chapter, guys.
I'm trying right now. My literally feel like my finger about to fall off, bro.
Sir, in the exam, the teacher gonna see all the GTG students doing gang signs. That's crazy.
Okay, I open my video. You tell me how to do it. Okay, I open my video right now. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you see anything else? My camera broke or something.
No, you turn it off. You turn it on for like 2 seconds and then you turn it off.
Alright, I just want to know where my camera is facing, bro. Hold up, give me a second.
Don't worry lah. Nothing too obscene to see also, right? Okay. Yes. You're muted, by the way. Can't hear you, bro.
Hey, can you see my hand, right?
Yeah.
See?
Wow.
Okay, so you said point to the right, right? Alright, point to the
Yes.
right.
Index finger point to the right first.
Okay, then my thumb goes up, right?
What? I can't see anything, bro. Are you looking at your screen?
I don't know, bro. Wait, hold up. I'm not, bro. Wait, hold up.
Okay, never mind. Look at
Okay,
me.
okay.
Look at me.
So,
Look at
yeah.
me. Look at
Do you see?
look
Do
at
you
me.
see? Do you see now? Do you see now?
No, I can't see. Look at me, okay? You're supposed to have your hand like this, assuming that Zoom didn't change the orientation. Your index finger to the right, your thumb downwards, and then if you open up your middle finger, you'll notice that it's actually pointing towards you. Like it looks something like this from your view, right? So you'll have your middle finger pointing at yourself, right?
You're done.
Yeah, then you'll find that your current is actually pointing towards you, which is supposed to flow here, Q to P.
Oh my god. Okay, okay. I understand it now. Oh my god.
Okay. Okay, everyone. I assume everyone who wants to do it did it already. Okay. Then how do we use Fleming's left hand rule? Fleming's left hand rule, you always remember that you're looking for the force. Okay. Left hand rule is the sarcastic thumb. Okay, remember that your left hand is always the sarcastic thumb. For example, maybe your sister who scored like full A's and they ask you, hey, how come you didn't score so well? Then you just give them a sarcastic thumb and you tell them, good for you. Right? Something along those lines. Right?
Personally, I will just tell my
So
sister to fuck
just give the
herself.
middle finger. Just give the child.
Yes.
The child, yeah, the classic. I was like, shut your bitch ass up.
But assuming that you didn't do that, right? Assuming that you actually give the sarcastic thumb, the left hand is for you to find force, given the magnetic field and also the direction of current. So let's say, for example, today, there's something wrong with this drawing. Let's say, for example, the battery is in this direction already. Okay? Then you know that the battery is in this direction, means to say the current will flow from here to here to here to here to here, right? If the current is flowing in this direction here, what would happen is that right now I'm given two things already, right? I'm given once again the direction of the magnetic field, and once again I'm given the direction of current. And they'll ask you which direction will the wire be forced to. The wire will either move up or down. So guys, for those who have successfully attempted this, can you attempt this question using your Fleming's left hand rule and tell me will the wire go up or down? Or if you got a funny case, left and right? Do it right now. Very good, Olivia.
Hey, does it go from down to up or?
Very good, Danya. What do you say again, Javen?
Is it down to up or?
Yeah, it's just up, lah, bro. No need down to up, just up. So if you successfully place your finger properly, you'll have your index finger pointing to the right, your middle finger pointing towards you, and if you open up your thumb, you'll have your fourth finger pointing upwards. Okay, so this is how you use the Fleming's left hand rule and right hand rule. Want me to give you guys some examples to ensure that you know what to do?
Yes, please, I need them.
Oh, hold on a bit. Huh? A minute, guys. Okay, let's go for some examples, okay? To ensure everyone knows what's going on. So let's see. Let's go for first example. We're going to make it in 2D, by the way. So let's say the first example here is okay, first question. Which hand should we use?
Right hand.
Why?
Because it's going in 嘛，不是
What's this mean? What does this thing mean?
the current is going in it's like going in there.
I'm given the current, and then this north and south is the magnetic field, right? I'm given these two things, which hand should I use?
Left hand
Yeah, it's supposed to be Fleming's left hand rule. Tell me, will it go up or down? Wrong, Daniel. How do you get it?
会吗？不是 from bottom from top to bottom 这样。
Yeah, it's supposed to be bottom. It's supposed to go down, guys. Your force is actually supposed to go down. Why? Why? How do you get up? Which hand do you use? Fleming's left hand rule. Index finger point to the right, middle finger point inwards. Your thumb was up like this. No, your thumb is supposed to be down. Right, no, wait. I give another example. Give another example. Another example. So let's say right now. Uh, say my wire is being pushed into this direction. This is a cross-sectional view of the wire, guys. Which direction will be the current generated?
Is this from left to right? I suppose it's not possible to go left and right one, right?
The current could either go in or out of the paper, bros.
Oh, then the current 不是 the current is going out of the paper
Out of
and
the
the
paper.
yeah
Why?
because there's not X 嘛，不是
It's not X some more. It's dot.
the circle there's also nothing inside the circle
Yeah, because you're looking for the current. Will it be X or dot?
不是一个 X
Yes, it's supposed to be an X, boys and girls. For those who cannot find X, you know what's going on or not? Guys, this is a cross-sectional view of the rope of the wire, guys. So if you look at it from 3D, maybe it'll look something like this, but I didn't bother to draw it in 3D because obviously of limitation of drawing skills. Uh, so what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to actually use your Fleming's right-hand rule because this time we're given the magnetic field and we're given the direction of the force, which is pushing it from to the left. Once again, your index finger is pointing upwards. Your thumb is pointing to the right to the left. And thus, if you open up your middle finger, you'll notice that your middle finger is going to point into the screen, which indicates that the current is going inwards, guys. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, do you understand what's going on? Good. Hey, I'm going to draw two more examples. Tell me an answer. Type to me, everyone. I want to see an answer. I'll be right back.
Yo, so can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah. What?
Oh no, my network just now got like fucking cucked so I was wondering if it's still working
It is. Hey, type me an answer, guys. I'll be right back. I see. 9 students here, but only 2 replies. The rest of you guys watching TV. Yay! Oh, the third one has arrived. The rest of you guys is Yay! Let's see. Very good, Javen, Olivia, and Danya. Your first one is correct. Let's see your second one. Down. No. Guys, for those who attempted it, you're supposed to use the Fleming's left-hand rule for this one here, right? And using your Fleming's left-hand rule, you will have your force finger to the left, right? Whereas, which most of you guys got, for those who attempted. But for those who did this, some of you guys got it wrong. You're supposed to use your Fleming's right-hand rule for this, right? Because you're looking for current, right? Your index finger pointing up, your thumb finger pointing to the right. You'll eventually have your middle finger pointing towards you, which is supposed to be a dot instead.
Okay, then the other dot is X if in entering dot 不是 leaving 咩?
X is going in, bro. Going into the screen. Dot is coming out of the screen. So if you were to, for your reference, X is from you into the screen. Dot is from the screen to you.
Oh, 这样后 I wrote that one, both of my one is correct, right? I just want to double check.
Yeah. Exiting. You wrote exiting, correct? This is into the screen. This is out of the screen. F goes to the right. You mean this one? Or this one? This is to the left, bro. I already told you the answer is to the left. Your index finger should be pointing downwards. Your middle finger should be pointing into the screen, and your thumb will be pointing towards the left. Okay, can guys. Can.
Boleh.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, wait. Brian doesn't get it. Brian, you clench your hand into a fist first, right? And then you point your finger, your index finger down first. For this one, okay, Brian, you clench your hand into a fist and you point your index finger downwards first because the magnetic field is going down, right? Left hand, by the way. Okay. Then once you have your index finger pointing downwards, right? Now the current is going in, so your middle finger should be pointing into the screen, right? Your middle finger is pointing into the screen and your index finger is pointing downwards. Your thumb should be pointing to the left, correct or not? Oh, okay. Wait, Duncan, you didn't get this one,
So the first one is like point to the left. After that, you what
What point to the left? You start
Huh?
off with point to the left, Bloody hell, are you paying
Oh,
attention?
walao. So the thumb point to the left.
Yeah.
So that means the force going to the left.
Yes. Okay or not?
I think my hand is deformed already.
GG lah. Eventually, I'll start to see a lot of funny signs when I come back in January. Yeah.
come back, I'll show you like 20 different gang signs just now.
Later, Duncan, instead of like studying, he go to like the KL there. I go see all the mafia or the Malay gang people. He say, "Oi, boleh ajar saya mengajarkan saya itu hand sign ah. Saya perlu menggunakan dalam physics."
No, he'll be teaching them. You pernah dengar Fleming left hand rule ah? Huh?
Ini ialah sangat cool punya. Semua gang, semua pun guna punya.
Semua gang high school student. Okay. Yeah. So having said that, yeah, we'll use the rest of the 15 minutes to attempt all the questions. And when I say all the questions, I mean the 3 questions here. Hey, can you guys attempt the 3 questions here? And then we'll discuss the answers if we have time. We'll continue this next week though.
That looks kind of scary.
Yeah, another annoying part, which a lot of your seniors before you have already struggled with. Start attempting the questions, guys. Are you done with everything?
Almost ready.
What?
I still got like one more
No,
question.
not yet.
One more question, bro.
No worries, bro. Whatever we cannot finish, we'll continue next week. Okay, guys, let's discuss the question here first. Let's discuss the first question first, guys. Then we'll discuss the rest of it next week. Look here, guys. If you look at this question, it says here that it shows a bar magnet suspended by a spring of coil. The coil is connected to a sensitive center 0 voltmeter. Center 0 millivoltmeter means to say here is 0 and 1, 2, 3, and then -1, -2, -3, guys. Right? And it says the lower end of the magnet is pushed down into the upper end of the coil and held at rest. During the movement, an EMF is induced in the coil. The meter shows a deflection to the right and then returns to 0. Explain why is EMF induced, guys? What's the whole concept of electromagnetic induction, guys? What's cutting through what?
The conductor is cutting through the magnetic field.
Yes, good. The coil in this case is cutting, sorry, the magnetic field from the magnet is cutting through the coil. Easy. And then you get 1 mark already. State what happens to the needle of the voltmeter when the magnet is released from rest and then pulled upwards. So just now I said that when it was allowed to hang downwards, the meter deflected to the right, right? Now it's held from rest and being pulled upwards. What will happen to the meter? It will deflect.
It will deflect to the right, right? Like 一点点 like.
To the right?
To the left, sorry.
Yes, very good. It will deflect to the left because it's an alternate, it's a different direction of the current and magnetic field already. Then after they say the magnet continues to oscillate up and down, moving in and out of the coil with each oscillation. Then what's going to happen to the meter? The meter will continuously deflect left and right. And bang, you get your marks already. Easy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone has any questions with regards to this part here?
Oh yeah, I want to ask one of the answering methods. 假如说如果那个 magnet is magnet is inserted, how do you write it? Do you say the coil cuts the magnetic field?
No, the magnetic field cuts through the coil in this scenario because the magnet is the one that's moving.
Oh wait, so the magnet cuts through the coil.
The magnetic field cuts through the coil because the magnet is the one that's moving right now.
Oh, then if the coil, like, we put the magnet on like steel and then the coil, we move the coil into the magnet, then that means the magnetic field is being cut by the coil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that'll be it for today. I'll see you all next week. For those who want to copy this, I think it's given. Can't remember if it's given or not. But for those who wants to copy this, you can copy it.
Okay. Ciao.
All right. See you next week.
And I thought it's the first 2 weeks.
Is it online also?
First 2 weeks online,
Yes.
ciao, bye.
All right, bye.